All right, back with another UFO video. This is from 1982. We're continuing that series, but this is more of a single case video and also something I've been wanting to talk more about. These are been wanting to talk more about the more like outer space, like the UFOs that you kind of see like above our atmosphere, like in space, in outer space. The ones that kind of look like falling stars or meteors, but they exhibit very strange behavior, intelligent behavior. They look like stars or satellites at first, but then they do things that are completely, you know, completely different from a star, satellite, meteor, anything like that, rocket, whatever. So let's get into the story here, and then because I've seen these things. I've seen this type of UFO many times. Um, so this is from Pennsylvania, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I may have even done this before, like um, in a multi-report video. I'm not sure, but let's go over this. A star-like light traveling in a zigzag pattern at the speed of light. So, all right. The date I am not sure of, but it was the night that a lunar eclipse occurred during the summer of '82, and occurred in the early morning hours of um, the eclipse, looking west slightly west northward. I noticed what seemed like a falling star at first, then continuing to look, I had seen what looked like a star moving southernly, very, very fast, like in an instant. It seemed like it was among the stars, like one of the stars with medium to bright in intensity, and looked just like a star, white in color. It has stopped, then continued to move in a zigzag pattern, traveling from south to west. When I first noticed it, it would go from point to point with a complete stop between points, then traveled in the same pattern direction non-stop until out of sight. So this one is even crazier than the ones I saw, though. But I just wanted to give the listeners here an idea of what we're talking about. The sky was clear with stars. The speed of this object was incredible. I had a thought that it was masquerading as a star so it would not be noticed. I was wide awake taking photos of the moon. I would have taken a photo if it wasn't over so soon. So yeah, I did do this in a previous video among several other reports, but I wanted to do this as a single video too, single report video. So I've seen these like they look like stars, like not as bright as like the like the star Sirius, but like maybe a medium intensity brightness. Um, they're not satellites though, because they don't, or they're not satellites. They're not meteors. They're not comets. The reason I say that is because they exhibit too strange. They exhibit like strange, almost intelligent like behavior. They have all these erratic movements that they do in the sky, but they're circular. They're they're lit up. You know, you can see them, of course. Um, they're white. The ones I saw have always been white. They do these weird. So sometimes they go dim though, and then they'll get like really bright. So they'll change um, their intensity of their brightness from like dim to bright, and then they'll just go to like the stationary color, like medium, like intensity white, and they'll be traveling in a straight line, but then all of a sudden they'll do other behaviors. They'll slow down, they'll speed up, they'll veer off to like the right or left directions. Really strange. I can't possibly see these as being comets or meteors or satellites. I don't think anything like that wouldn't those wouldn't behave like that, would they? Out there, I mean, I I don't think that they would, but I know other people have seen these things too. Um, and I've done multiple stories on these. So I know there's been I know it's kind of a common occurrence to see these types. They're way out there in outer space. They're way above our atmosphere. It seems like so. They're not obviously not planes or something like that. They're not secret military aircraft way up there in outer space. I'm assuming they're. I don't know. Like it's. I know that they're above our earthly atmosphere. I know that. How far? I mean, they can't be like super super far, but like they're in space. Anyway, yeah, let me know if you've ever seen these two. I used to see them all the time when I used to stargaze regularly. I can't really do that anymore just because my neck's all screwed up. But I used to see them all the time. Um, the ones that like are normal, like I know there's like satellites and stuff up there, and I've seen satellites, I've seen meteors. I don't know about comets, but I'm pretty well knowledgeable about the stars and meteors and things like that. And these things, they're more like they act more like some kind of like a spacecraft. Best way I can describe them. But they look like little white balls of spheres of light up there moving around in a way that seem like that they're some kind of a craft and not just a space object um, um, drifting around in space like a meteor, comet, things like that, satellite. So let me know what you think. Have you seen these two? And I will be back with more UFO videos shortly.